I'm a school psychologist and I teach school psychology. And part of what I teach is ethics and law as part of one of my first year courses. And I wanted to put out a reminder to school psychologists everywhere about some things we are supposed to do in schools. And as an upfront, I am not here to scold school psychologists. I don't know a school psychologist who would want to see something like this happen. But upholding the rights of children can be difficult when pressured by the state. For example, we have an ethical responsibility to do what is right for a child, regardless of if it's hard to do so. And I believe it's hard to do so sometimes. So this is an ethical primer, and this is my opinion. I'm not represented by my university or the national organization, but it is my opinion that we should be thinking about our ethical code and law whenever we're doing our school psychological duties. And for example, one of our guiding principles states that we as school psychologists cultivate a school climate that is safe, welcoming, and equitable to all children, regardless of any number of characteristics, including immigration status. And I'd like to point out that immigration status is a part of a child's educational record, which is protected by FERPA, and this information is not to be disclosed without a court order. And in my opinion, if somebody were to ask for this information, they should have to present a court order in order to get it. And again, this may be hard to remember in the moment. And in my opinion, it could be good to talk to your school's legal team to see what they have to say and how they can guide you in concerns like this. Maybe talk to your school's administration and develop a plan for what this looks like in your school. And I think of this like crisis intervention. If you have a crisis plan where everybody knows their roles and responsibilities and what to say and what to do, when a crisis occurs, you can respond rapidly and appropriately. But if you are trying to respond to a crisis without a plan and try to say who's going to do what and when and how as it's ongoing, something is going to be missed, something is going to fall through the gaps, and children aren't going to be served well. And if we are feeling concerned about what's happening, I imagine there are other teachers and school staff and administrators who are worried too, and having a plan will help everybody feel more at ease. And just like a crisis plan, think about who is reacting, who is communicating with families, who is communicating internally with people at the school, what actions are to be taken, what actions are not to be taken, and how to respond appropriately. So let's cultivate safe and supportive schools for all of our kids and make sure we know how to protect their rights every single day. And if you're going to be in the comments saying you don't want the rights of those children protected, I don't care. You are not my ethical guideline.